Hello and welcome to Shet Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College. This is SSC Online Audio Video Lesson. Today we are going to study History, Chapter 2, India Events after 1960. So I would just tell you that we had studied half chapter in part 1, that is from 1960s, 1970s, 90s, 80s and 1990s. So today we are going to do the remaining part of the chapter. So the first topic, or maybe we can say the first topic of this video, part 2 video, is Indian economy. Modernization of economy, self-sufficient and social justice. So later on, after struggling all these problems, we started focusing on the economy. We need money for the country's development. Okay. Second thing is self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means growing up everything in the country and not to purchase from the other country. Third one is social justice. We had a weaker section in our country which was not able to contribute in the development. So it is very important to uplift the weaker one so that the whole development will be visible. Okay. Next one is National Planning Commission established to coordinate development through policies of 5 years plan. Okay. So as we know that elections happens for the Prime Minister election, or we can say national elections happens in once in 5 years. So when it is happening, it is very important to have a planning for the all 5 years. So National Planning Commission were established to discuss the problem, to plan and get a solution for that, and which can be done in the 5 years plan. Next one is foreign investment increased and information technology increased. From 1991, the era is described as globalization. Okay, so after 1990-91, we started doing lots of development. So other countries apart from our country, that is called foreign countries. So foreign countries were interested to invest in our country so that we will have a good development. Next one is information technology. IT department of our country was also increasing. So because of this, other countries are interested in our country is developing, we are making lots of things and also exporting that, there are international affairs started. That is why this era can be described as globalization. Okay. Next is science and technology. Focus on self-reliance. Self-reliance is nowadays our Prime Minister is using the word called Atmanirbhar. That is what earlier also we wanted, self-reliance. Meaning we will do everything in our country, we will purchase, we will sell, doing everything in our country and not to depend on other countries. Right? So here Dr. M.S. Swaminathan was called as father of Green Revolution. Now he did something so that he was called as a father of Green Revolution. I'll tell you what. He had given new policies in the techniques of agriculture. Okay, so for the farmer, he got new techniques, new policies so that more people will come and invest in agriculture, right? Because of this resulted into increase of food grains, right? Earlier we were only having food grains or only having crops for the country, for our people. But now with the new technology from Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, new technology, new policies gave result into our increased food grains. So we are not only giving it to our country but also selling it to the other country. That is why it was called as a Green Revolution. Okay. Now the next one is Dr. Verghese Kurien, focus on milk production. Okay, so milk production and milk and milk products was very much focused at that time. That is why it is called as White Revolution. Next one, So here we can see that there was lots of changes in science, technology, space, and everything. I will give you the points about it. This is the image reflecting these points. So at that time, there was a development was seen in atomic power, electricity, pharmaceuticals, defense, space research, and telecom sector. So this is the image reflecting all the development that was seen in our country. Next one, changes in the social field. Okay, it is very important that this thing took place so that right now we are living a peaceful life. First one is empowering women. Earlier, women were not empowered. They were supposed to sit at home and not to contribute in the not to contribute any money in the family. They were supposed to do all the household chores, right? So empowering a woman was very important because women are 49 percentage of the country. If 49 percentage of the country is sitting at home and only 51% is going out and working, think about that we are losing it back, right? If that from 49 at least 30% goes out and work, it will be a big contribution to the country and we will have a speed growth, right? So that is why the government focused on empowering women, right? Next one, uplifting deprived section meaning education of a children. If we are not focusing right now on the children's, the future will be a problem, right? So the deprived section means problematic uh, people or problematic population, that is deprive education of students or children's. Next one, promote all round development of children. So it is not only to give education but also to promote in their health, in their sports, in other activities also. Department of Women and Child Development. So there was a department made by the government where they were promoting women and child development. Next one is human resources development. And then prohibition of dowry act. We all know that in our country there is a practice happening that is called dowry. In Hindi it is called dahej. So while getting married, it is important to give dahej to the patriarchal family. At that time it was a problem, and a lot of female faced lots of problems. So government decided to prohibit that. Prohibit meaning to stop it, right? So prohibition of dowry act were there. Next one is equal remuneration act. Remuneration means the salary of the payment that people get. Equal remuneration means that if one person is doing one thing, that is a male, he is getting one amount. So if the female is also working doing the same thing, then she should also get the same amount, right? So this was an act given at that time, that equal remuneration is important. Next one is prevention of atrocities act. It means that whatever government are making the rules to develop the society should not be exploited. Okay, so if anybody tries to do that, for example, if a company tries to give more salary to a male and less salary to a female, it is a bad thing for the country, right? He or she, that person, will be liable to a punishment. Or if we see that dowry is prohibited in our country and still there are a family who are still asking for, that will be liable of a punishment. So that is the prevention of autocratic acts are. Okay, next, democracy. We see that democracy is a very very helpful and successful in our country, which supported our freedom, rights, equal participation, voice, choice, and everything, right? So all these changes we see is all because of democracy. Globalization. As we described the 1991 as a globalized era, so let's discuss about it. Changes in economy, science, and technology. Lots of changes took place in economy. science and technology, that right now it is also visible. For example, development of mobile phone. If you go in a market and try to buy a phone, there are various of options. Okay, so that is a development we see. Internet, we have a very good internet right now. Earlier it was not like that. People used to struggle to search something or stick to the books. Google, searching on Google was not easy that time. Communication across the country, so you sit at home and try to communicate to any people around any corner of the world, right? Or get information about any piece or any part of the world. So communication across the country is developed because of globalization. All the success shows that, so all the things that I was talking about right now is a success, right? So all the success that shows that we have a stable meaning very proper working and successful democracy, right? So if we have a proper good democracy with good leaders, with good prime minister, all these success took place and it is very much visible. See, globalization is visible in culture. Culturally, we are developing. Earlier, we had a very narrow culture, but right now we are developing. Society is developing. Politics is developing because your country's information is going to other countries' information is coming to your country. So overall, in world, you are visible. So it is very important to take good decisions. So because of globalization, even politics is developing, economy is developing, and environment is developing, which is visible. Okay, so we came to end of this chapter. I'll try to summarize the whole chapter. So we studied 4 decades and also the changes in our country, which is very much visible. Total transformation in lifestyle of youth, especially, right now we all are youth. From 15 years to 25 years, people are called as youth population, young people, right? So whatever changes took place in our past is very much helpful for your present and future also, which is visible in your lifestyle. For example, food habits, clothing, language and beliefs. So this is a new India. Thank you so much for watching the part 2 video. I hope you study at home. Please be safe and take care of yourself. Thank you.